Moroccans and losing our traditions and culture
and
identity. And someone specifically mentioned that we should discuss further what the Moroccans are like in France and here. And obviously you've had more of an experience with that.
Yeah.
So what would you say the main differences are with the Moroccans in France as opposed to here?
So
Assalamu alaikum everybody and welcome to another episode of Marocafella TV. Yeah! To the left of me is the lovely Lubs, everybody. And to the far left is the lovely and your Khaltu's favourite is Hisham, everybody. Bro. Assalamu alaikum everybody. How's everyone?
I'm good, alhamdulillah. How are you?
Yeah, good. You want to introduce our guest?
Yeah, so we've got so many titles. He's the founder of Les Frontières. He's a professional footballer from Manchester 62, based out in Gibraltar. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Aimen Salmi, aka
Yes.
مرحبا بك معنا اخويا bro.
مرحبا بك. How you doing, my brother?
so far.
Easy.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. Been watching your stuff for a while now.
Yeah.
So
Big fan.
Pleasure to be here.
MashaAllah, Allahumma
Favorite
barik.
episode?
Ash,
Yeah.
Ash,
Okay.
Ash.
Okay.
Shout out to Ash.
The bitaka, the petecha, yeah. Petecha.
Batikha, watermelon. He came up there one line still.
Shout out to Ash, he's a friend of the show.
Yeah, big up Ash. Big you up, bro.
Yeah, I like him. And that episode was a good one.
Yeah.
Good.
Wicked.
Glad you're watching. Well, we're going to get into it.
Yeah, man.
Where should we start?
I think the most important question is, tell us a little bit about you.
And where you're from.
Where you're from.
Yeah, we're in Morocco. That's the most important. Where you from in Morocco?
See, these lot have got literally, they're taking bets on where everyone is
Yeah,
from.
I want to know.
All right, cool. So I want you lot to guess where I'm from first.
All right. Okay.
Oh,
Cool.
I like that.
Cool. Mcnessy.
Nah.
I don't want to give a clue yet.
Yeah. All right. So,
Well, from that reaction, it seems that he's close, so I'm going to say Fes.
yeah.
Definitely not fast.
Go on, Ish.
I'm going to go with Kaza.
Nah, so to be fair, you was the closest. Sorry, you was the closest.
No way.
It's actually Teza. You probably never heard of it.
Say Wallah Teza.
Yeah.
He's heard of it. So,
The
Wow.
first person
okay.
that I've met from Teza. I know
so it goes, I think.
Round of applause to that first.
Yeah. Pick that up.
That's the first one. That's the first one from Tessa on
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah, thank you. So I think it goes Mykonos, which is where you're from.
Yes.
Then Fes.
He has
then
been watching.
Teza,
He has been watching.
Then Teza. Then Wujda and them sides.
Okay.
There. So we're in that.
So we're close then.
We're
Bad to, bad to.
we're near enough neighbours, an hour and a
Yes.
half away. So
Yes.
that's like them lot Danjan Al-Arish, that's our own little
Yeah,
version.
exactly.
Nice.
Wait,
nice.
did you used to go back like in the summer times?
When I was younger, I haven't been to Morocco since 2018.
2018, but as a kid, like, is that
Yeah,
something
yeah.
that you used to do? 'Cause-
Every summer holidays, we was in Teza, yeah.
And how'd you get there?
We used to drive up
How
How'd you get there?
Straight to there.
We used to drive up there, yeah.
Okay, no, because I'm thinking, what's the nearest airport?
So no, the nearest one is Fes.
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 So
okay.
2018, I went there. I went to Fes, landed in Fes, and then from Fes, it's like a half an hour, 40-minute drive.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad.
Same as McNess. I land in first. And
I
drive.
get at it.
Yeah. So, but usually 6 weeks holidays, because when you're younger, no work, it's just school. So 6 weeks, we'd go there, drive, because I've got family in France as well, which we'll get into later, where I grew up a bit in France as well. So I've got family, all my mum's side's in France. We used to drive through to France,
Stay there.
pick up the family, and
The first
drive like
checkpoint.
First checkpoint, that's the first checkpoint.
6-7 cars on a convoy straight to Teza
Nice.
from the whole Spania, and then you know the rest.
So you born here,
Born here, born in Croydon,
Croydon?
raised in Croydon.
South London.
South
He was my
London.
neighbour.
Yeah, and we didn't even
Are we
know that
shouting
up
out
until
Croydon?
recently.
Yeah, wallah.
We shout out Croydon if you want to shout out
No,
Croydon.
let's not.
We're not shouting out
get them
Croydon.
excited.
The ghetto.
We might have a riot.
Let's shout
tonight
out
if we shout them
Croydon. Let's shout out Croydon. Yeah, shout out my brother FS and HS, Croydon Moroccans. You get me?
Alright.
Not many of
Big
them
you
there.
lot up,
Yeah,
big
there
you
is
lot
a
up.
Can
Well,
you
I know,
explain the hate that people have towards Croydon? Because I feel like all Londoners, although we have like Northwest is the best, West is the best, South is the best,
And then
we all collectively hate Croydon.
Croydon's not London though, innit?
That's
They're like country bumpkins, innit?
that's the word that they use.
No, it is London. It's definitely London.
No, it's not.
That's what they say, that we're not London.
What's so bad about Croydon?
احنا الشياطة ديال لندن.
Jbela,
Do
London.
you know what it is? Croydon, as much as I love it, if you're from London, you don't want to be from Croydon.
No.
There
Do you
you
get
go.
what I'm trying to say?
That's
I
what I'm
love
saying.
it, grew up there, character building, most importantly. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But the reason why people think it's such a bad place is only because of the distance. It's hard to get to.
Yeah, it is.
There's no
it is.
underground.
I've never been there. I don't know.
We've got trams though. So big up Croydon. Big up
So
Croydon.
is Croydon really not in London?
So it is because
They don't have they have trams. Lobs, they have trams. They have trams. They ain't got buses, they got trams.
That's really cool.
It's
Yeah,
all
but I'm
over
saying
ground.
it's outside. It's
But here's the big misconception. Croydon is massive, where it's like
Yeah, it is
it's
very
got
big.
bare little areas
Yeah, yeah.
inside of it.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
you've got South Norwood, Thornton Heath, so many.
Which are nice areas.
No, don't.
Are they not? I don't live West
Rewind.
London, so it's
Go South Croydon الفوق ولا تحت more towards like Crawley, then you're looking at the nice area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
South Croydon, Coulsdon, etc. Big houses, whatever, quite
Okay.
are. But come this way, West Croydon, and
it's not.
the less I say on that, the better. To be
Okay.
fair.
What was it like growing up there, Don? 'Cause you said you've done a little stint in France. So how much of that was you here before
So
you?
when I say I grew up in France, I use that term lightly because I didn't actually stay there consecutively. Why I say I grew up in France is because a lot of my, should we say, the important part of growing up, like you know, the important years of
The
growing up.
adolescent, the teens, and all that.
I did a lot of that in France because all of my mum's family is in France. Every school holidays we was there up until the age I was like
Right,
17.
right, fantastic.
So 2 weeks, 1 week, 2
Kijk,
weeks. 2 weeks,
Kim
1
Merken,
week.
she's going to see her peoples, and you lot are going with her.
We're going with her,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
So,
Tu parles français?
bien sûr, on parle français, on parle arabe, on parle anglais. You get me?
C'est très bien.
Showing off, he's showing off.
Grand-père Jean,
Yeah, of course.
Jean,
Well done, that's
jamais,
impressive.
jamais,
But
jamais.
yeah, so I grew up in London or Croydon.
Yeah.
Grew up in Croydon, but a lot of that, let's say for example, in 1 year, I'm doing 4 or 5 trips
Yeah, yeah.
to France for 2 weeks minimum.
Yeah.
So when I'm there playing football on the home,
So most of your playing out time was in France, like doing the whole, like obviously because of the school holidays, you're out all day,
all day
Yeah.
out on the home, just kicking ball,
Yeah, yeah,
out on the estate. From
and you kind of made friends there. They kind of look forward to you coming.
Made
Because I had a
friends,
few
yeah.
friends like that who had. I was one of my pals, big you up, Killer B. He had a cousin from Holland. And his
Okay.
cousin would come over the same, like every school term, they'd be there.
Yeah.
And we had a relationship with them. They become our friends, other than their cousins being our mates. We kind of look forward to, right, when's your cousins coming? When your cousins? So it must have been the same for them.
Exactly the same. So as we got older and social media started to be a thing, then
Yeah.
it started to become when you next coming to France.
Yeah.
But before the social media side of things, it was always like as soon as I come, it was like, oh, one person would know I'm here, so
Yeah, yeah.
everyone's
How
coming
am I coming
outside.
outside?
Do you know
Yeah.
what I'm gonna say?
Was you the English boy then?
I was the English boy. I was the one who came with the Man United tops.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Arsenal
yeah,
tops.
yeah.
Wait,
Whereas
Man
all the-
United, right? Man United.
So I'll tell you
Man
why.
United.
I'll tell you why. Funny story, yeah.
Skin, that was
I
the only
was
thing
a-
they gave him. That's what
I
it
was
was.
a big fan of Cristiano Ronaldo. So I didn't like United, but I used to have a United kit with the number 7 in the
We'll
back.
accept
Yeah.
that. We'll accept
I had the number 7 in the back, so everyone would make jokes.
I think we was all Ronaldo fans.
Yeah,
even if
even
you
me.
even if you weren't a Man United fan,
Yeah.
you was a Ronaldo fan. Do you know what I mean?
Thank you. You're welcome.
So yeah, growing up in Croydon, mainly. I went to school in Croydon, did my college in Croydon. But like I said, most importantly, character building.
Was it tough for you living there? Like
Yeah,
the
not
gang,
tough.
they like gang stuff and
So-
street stuff. Did you get involved in any of that?
Weirdly enough, yes and no. So I was never particularly part of any gang, but I was
particular.
affiliated with a lot of friends that were in gangs.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? So, and it was weird because in Croydon you had 2 people that who were one estate, kind of like
Yeah.
West London. You've got one road that beef each other, and there's 5 minutes between them. So we used to have a lot of that in the ends. But I'm friends of this group and I'm friends of this group. So it was like I never actually got caught in the crossfire because
yeah.
I was cool with kind of everyone. And that was kind of like my story in school. I was just cool with everyone as well. What I did find tough growing up in Croydon though was the identity crisis.
Right.
So I grew up with nothing, no disrespect or not in a bad way, because I actually loved them and enjoyed their friendship, and there was similarities, but when I'm coming home, there was differences. What I mean by that is I grew up with a lot of black friends, West Indies, Caribbean, Jamaican, Trinidad, St. Lucian, and then a lot of West Africans, Ghanaian and Nigerian. That was my friendship circle the whole way through my childhood.
No, you didn't have any Moroccan friends.
2. And that was only through family friends.
That's 2 more than I had.
Well, we've had a few already from South London, and it's very similar stories.
story, yeah.
Yeah, and I said it's like considering there's a lot of Moroccans there ain't a lot of Moroccans. It's like it's scattered in different parts.
It's scattered in different parts.
Yeah.
And this was my reasoning why I didn't really friend myself with the Moroccans necessarily there, was because they all knew family. So it's like the only reason why I know him is because his dad and my dad are brethren, or his mum and my mum are brethren. So now, like, if I'm doing stupidness out,
Man are going to G
he's
you
gonna
up.
go and tell his
He's
mum,
going
and
to snitch
then
on
my
you.
mum's gonna go tell. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Typical Moroccan.
Do you get it? So for me, it was like,
Behaviour.
Brigade.
bad عليهم.
Yeah.
But the other two that I speak about, FS and HS, still chat
They
to
were
them
30.
today, 30 proper.
Yeah. They were like you.
Before we carry on, I just want to touch on one thing because you said you spent a lot of time in France.
Yep.
We actually had a message recently. Ahish, have you got your phone? Maybe you can pull it up. We got it in the group chat today. So somebody commented on our Instagram. We were discussing Moroccans and losing our traditions and culture
And identity,
and someone specifically mentioned that we should discuss further what the Moroccans are like in France and here. And obviously you've had more of an experience with that.
Yeah.
So what would you say the main differences are with the Moroccans in France as opposed to here?
So I can only speak about the Moroccans in London that I've come across, so I can't generalize everyone because I don't know every Moroccan in London. The major difference that I noticed is that in France, they're still very much cultural. They still very much hold on to it more than I've noticed here. And I think only in the last couple of years has it started
we're changing it now. Like
we're
more.
To be Moroccan
Yeah.
Since the World Cup, I feel like.
Since the World Cup, I think even just a period before that, like it all happened slowly, where it's like it's cool to be Moroccan again. Whereas in France, you're cool if you're Moroccan full stop, because the whole Homa, everywhere in Morocco, in France, is basically Moroccan or Algerian. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Big influence out there.
Exactly. So you see how our culture down here, should we say, is more dominated by Caribbean culture. We add a little patois in there, whatever. Nowadays we hear a little more Arabic.
More Arabic in the slang now, yeah.
But growing up, it was always
was
Wagwan.
Even
the act wasn't
the
there.
act, it wasn't
The
even
act
there. Yeah, it wasn't.
Wagwan, bro.
Yeah.
Wagwan brethren was one of those ones. Whereas in France, it's Wesh Khoya, Sava Khoya. It was the other way around. But small examples like in France, if you saw an old auntie with a hijab on or whatever, and she's coming home shopping, it was without a shadow of a doubt, she's not taking that shopping upstairs. One of the
Daddy will pick it up.
going to go and take it up to her floor.
That's good.
Do you get what
Old
I'm
school
saying?
values.
Exactly. Or there'll be examples of where her sons are at work, or one of them's in Habs, God forbid, or whatever. She'll come out the window and ask one of the Daddy to come take out the bins for her.
Yeah,
You
that's
get what
good.
I'm saying?
That's
So
good.
those things I remember seeing, and I'm like, right, how comes we don't have that in the ends? But that's only remember I'm growing up in Croydon.
So we had that around here. So and we still do.
I can't make that judgment.
Yeah,
on
we
here.
still
How was
do
it
have
here?
that around here. Like you'll see, and I think it's more just the old school dready that would do that. When the younger generation, I don't think they would even talk to help on Moima with her. But I think the dread that are older, my age group, his age group, and your age group, more likely to help with the shopping and.
Yeah.
So we have that. That's because there's a bigger community around here. So them kind of values are still kind of embedded. And you know, we still have them kind of filtering away slowly.
I was just about to say that even in France, it is
It's filtering away slowly.
It is
Them values,
filtering.
because I think the younger generation have become really ignorant and rude.
carefree.
Yeah, just rude.
living
ما
life
ما قاشي
carefree.
كيحشموا, you know. التربية is
Some type of.
well, this is
Well,
it. You
that's-
can't give them a
that's
hot hand.
interesting.
Yeah, you can't give them a hot
Your-
hand.
Your take is interesting. But I think once again it depends on your environment because I didn't grow up around Moroccans either.
Where did you, are you from here as well?
I'm from London, yeah, but I didn't grow up around the manor. That's what it's called here. This is actually it's
It's called the
manor.
Helma.
Okay.
Get it right. It's
I didn't-
Helma.
I didn't grow up around Moroccans.
قول
so-
حومة قول حومة.
Helma.
هيدا.
Fair play.
Homa.
Fair play.
That anyway, they take the mick up my.
No, that was
No, that was
perfect.
perfect.
That was
No, that was
perfect.
good. That was good. That was
I
good. That was good.
She's proud of us.
خليها لك.
Anyway, okay, so yeah, we're digressing. So let's continue. Let's get into how you got into football. So you used to play out.
So yeah, when I was younger, it was the only thing I did. I didn't have I always thought I'm gonna be a professional football player for the.
You knew when you was young.
I knew. To be fair, I don't want to say I knew. It was my dream.
It was your dream.
Whether I was gonna get there or not, there was times where I fell off and said I'm not kicking ball for 2 years, and then I got back to it, and then I went back to it, and then. So from young, that was my dream. I even remember in primary school, Miss Anstey. Big up Miss Anstey if you're still alive. I don't know, but hope you are.
She's still alive.
That was obviously it was a long time ago. It was in year 3 them times. So, but I remember Miss Anstey said to me like, "Oh, I remember saying something in class. I don't need to do this. I'm going to be a football player or something along those lines." And I think her words were, "But what if you get injured and you can't play football or something along those lines?" And I never had obviously like year 3.
You didn't think that. You're not even thinking that. Yeah.
But that was when I was like, "Oh, bro, that's kind of true. What if I do get injured and I can't play football?" But there was no backup plan until I got 18, 19, should we say, is when I was like, all right, cool, maybe the football thing might not work out. What can I do?
It's good that she didn't kill your dream.
Yeah.
She
Yeah,
did.
very good,
She
actually.
said like that's good. I'm supporting that, but have a backup plan, which is good. So
Yeah,
she's a good
she,
teacher.
that's why I bigged her up and
Yeah.
not cussed her out. Because yeah, she was a good teacher as well, not like some of them, but yeah, she just said to me, look, if you get injured,
Which
what
is
can-
good
what
advice.
can you do? Absolutely. But obviously in year 3, I'm only thinking about can't wait for lunchtime so I can go kick ball again. But yeah, so it was for me. It was always going to be ball. And then when I realized, or not necessarily realized, when I started to doubt myself, when I started to get to 18, 19, I'm like, I'm not playing for no academy. I'm not doing nothing. So clearly this ain't it. Let me start branching out. So at the same time when I was in college, I got a little part-time job, just to get some money in quickly. But at the same time, I'm still playing football, but the love for it started to die down. It was like, oh, this is kind of long. I'm working, I'm balancing football, work, and this. Sometimes I would miss training, whatever. Then what ended up happening was there was always that fire inside me, like I need to make this happen. So I started to speak to a friend of mine who branched out abroad. So I never thought about living abroad or even considered it. But he said to me, Raw, like in England or even London, should we say, the playing field is large. So you've got London and you know that there's a lot of good players here. The chances of you being seen, especially at 18, 19 now, is dropped drastically. Why don't you go to a country smaller?
That's smart.
He said, why don't you go to a country smaller where the field is like
the demand is more. The demand is more.
And where they're not known for football, you coming from London, you're going to be better than 80% of them anyway.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what, I'll give it a shout. And that's when it went from there. Went there the first time, didn't go well at all, furthermore. Like some agent just...
When you say you went first time, like what does this look like? Are you going to get scouted? Are you going to like play for an academy?
So when I was going out there in the first place, I was under the premise that I was going to go there, train with a few clubs, and then depending on my level of ability, was whether I was going to get signed on.
And is this on your own dime, or are you being invited out? Or are you going just to say, hey,
no,
look,
I paid to go there.
So you paid to go
there. So I paid some agency to help me, to basically put me in front of these clubs.
To get you a trial.
To get me a trial, and then they can negotiate the contract for me after if the club wants me. So I've gone out there, took my P's and just told me, yeah, that's. They just said leave. Not leave, but like they sent me on trials here and there, but it was like I was there for 3 months. So I was living in Spain the first time round for 3 months, but they was doing things, like everything was backwards. Like them times there we needed visa. So I'm living in Spain like a harag. I'm living there with no papers. I swear to God. So if it was for me to try and get rent, I couldn't get rent. So then they ended up putting us in. They sold us a dream where they showed me like the apartment that it's gonna be 2-bedroom ensuite, this, that. I've gone there. They put us in there for the first week. Wallah, they put us in there for the first week. The first week, 10 days later, they said, yeah, pack your bags. I was like, why? They said, oh, we're moving apartment. This place is too expensive. I was like, but brother, I've paid you already, so I thought this is paid for the next 3 months.
That's crazy.
They've said, no, we found a better place. So they took us in the middle of a motorway. You know, when you have you lot all driven to Morocco before?
Yeah.
You know, just before you get to Al Jazeera, yeah? There's that big cow on the... So that road there, on that motorway, there's a hostel. I swear to God, they rented out the whole hostel and just put each player in there individually.
In a room.
How many of you were there?
There was like 18 of us.
Did you know them from London?
One of them. The rest of them came from scattered. Some from Africa, some from Ghana.
So this is like a big agency. Can I ask if it's not out of too too cheeky? How much is this that you pay the agency?
At the time I paid, it was.
I just want for the younger people to know.
Be careful. It was like 3.6.
Okay,
6 grand.
And would you say it was worth it? Would you say it was a scam? Would you advise against
it? It was definitely a scam, but it was worth it because I always like to look at the positive things in the sense that it made me go and get it myself. Okay. Because I relied on someone else to help me, and where they didn't help me, it kind of just built another. You know what, Bundy's, man, I'm going to go do my own thing, yeah. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I learned a lot of those things in that 3 months. All right, cool, I can live by myself. All right, cool, I know how to do shopping, because I never used to do that. My mum would do it. I know how to clean dishes, I know how to do all of this.
And you were
character,
18?
innit?
At that time, no, I was 21.
21, okay.
21, yeah. So I went, 22, give or take, I can't even remember now. But so I went there, but in that time, so long story short, I ended up trialing with a few clubs. A couple of them wanted me. But when I'm now pushing these agencies this agent to negotiate the deal for me, they said, oh yeah, I'm going to go meet up with the director next week. I'm waiting until next week, calling him, no answer. But now the manager's got my number and he's calling me saying, right, has there been any updates? I need you to start training soon. I'm saying to him, bro, I don't know what's going on. Like, so the manager really wants me, but the club, the director, so what ended up happening was the club that I ended up saying I want to sign for because I knew I was going to get more game time, they ended up, the owner's a Swedish guy. The Swedish league starts at a different time to us because of their weather. So they will start when our season finishes.
Okay.
So what he ended up doing was take 5 players on loan from there to keep them fit for their season over there.
Okay.
When he's now done that, their budget's gone. So then the manager's saying to me, I think this is what's happened. I don't think you're getting signed. I'm talking to my agent at the same time. The agent's saying, yeah, no, we got this. You're calm. Like, I'm going to...
Dirty bastards. Man.
So then I've ended up... At this point, I remember the window opened in January. So I was there from end of September. So October, November, December. Flew back to London. The managers told me, make sure you're back in January. The contract's going to be on the table. It's now up to you whether you accept it or not. I was like, cool. I've come back to London. Spent my 2 weeks. But in that 2 weeks was like hell. I'm trying to chase up what's going on. Yeah. My biggest mistake was not signing the contract before I left. Do you get what I'm saying? So when I've arrived, I'm chasing it up. No response. So you know what? I'm going to pack my bags and just go back anyway, even if there is no contract, and just try and chase it up myself. When I've gone there, the directors basically said, yeah, there's no spots available. We've maxed out the 25-man squad, this, that. So what I ended up doing was just say, you know what? I've got a week here before the window closes. The window closes on January the 31st. So I've gone to the stadium, because Gibraltar's, they all play on one stadium. There's 12 teams that play on one stadium, and they split the games up.
Okay.
Because it's artificial.
Yeah.
So you can have a game at 3, a game at 5.
Yeah. So there's no watering down or anything, patching the pitch.
Exactly. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go this weekend to every game and just make sure I meet one of the directors or one of the managers or anyone who just
the coaches got something. Who's
just got a tracksuit of the
affiliated
club.
to a club.
Exactly. Ended up doing that. Got all of the club directors' numbers on my phone now. So I'm calling, but because it was right up until the last week, 99% of them, I think like 11 out of the 12 clubs, at the time there was only 11 clubs, they all said, yeah, the window's basically closed for us. We've done all of our signings already.
Gotta wait till the summer.
Gotta wait, exactly that. They said, you gotta come in the summer and try again. So I was like, all right, cool, but if I go back in the summer, if I go and come back, you lot are going to forget about me. Is there any way I can come and train with you guys from now to the summer?
Smart.
Do you get what I'm saying?
So better you just amongst the team, even if you're not getting first team, pick up.
Exactly.
Just keep your fitness, get yourself out there, innit?
Make friends, whatever. Be a likable character.
Yeah.
Like, even if they don't rate me on footballing terms, they like the character. He might be good for the team, whatever. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I'm just thinking of, I'm clutching.
You were really like ahead. He was ahead of the time as well, and very mature to think this far in advance.
So yeah, I'll be real. After that 3.5, I was like, I need to get it back.
He had no choice, Miskin. Yeah, he had no choice.
So did somebody agree then?
So there was 2 clubs that said I could come. There was even a club, which was the team that plays in the Champions League.
Okay.
So they said to me, come down. We got a game next week. It's a friendly. Before the window even closed, they said, if you do well there, we'll actually sign you.
Oh, wow.
So I was gone.
I'll have a bit of
hit the belly here.
I'll have a bit of that.
So I've come. I played that friendly and I've scored 2 goals. So I've gone, I'm getting signs.
Yeah.
I'm getting signs.
Well done.
So then what's happened is, and this is where I thought maybe this ain't meant to be. They've said, yeah, we need to do this now because the window closes tomorrow. So we need all the paperwork. I've sent them all the paperwork. Now this is where it gets long for players who travel abroad or signing from one football association, which is the England one, to now a different country.
What is it?
My international clearance. Meaning, because I've played in the FA in England, the Gibraltar FA needs to basically say, does this person owe any monies to these guys?
Any fines or anything like that,
Before then I can transfer here.
I didn't know this.
This usually takes 1 day. But this time, it took 3 days.
Oh, man.
And the reason being was because the last club that I was playing for in England had my spelling wrong on my name. And it was an accident. It was an accident. It was not even their fault. It was probably just a typo. So you see when... On the comment is like the FIFA website where they go in to do transfers. So when they put in my passport name, because it has to copy my passport name, when this Lincoln Red Imps, the team in Gibraltar, is trying to find Aimen Salmi, they can't find him.
It's L something, isn't it?
It's Aimen Salmo.
Oh, there you go.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? They can't find him. So I've said to them, I played for Lingfield, I played for this was the last year I played, this is my name. They're typing it up, it's not coming up. I've got an hour left until midnight and then the window's closed. They've said to me, bro, we can't do it unless you can get your club to get back and try and change it. So I contacted my club. They've changed it, but it wasn't able to get ready until 8 o'clock in the morning the next day. By the time they done it,
I need to hear the end of the story. I'm getting anxious. I need
I see your leg twitching over there. Like,
How did this end?
I didn't get signed.
Give me tissue.
Oh, no.
to put that through, I didn't end up getting signed in that January transfer window. But as I said, I already accepted. Oh, was it for you? Sorry.
No, it's for you. Just for you.
But I didn't end up getting signed. But I already accepted the fact that I wasn't going to get signed.
Because you knew it wasn't going to come in time.
No, because if you remember, just before that, all the clubs basically said no.
Okay.
So for me, it was like I'm happy to just be here on my own will and pay for myself and pay for my own car or whatever, just to train and put myself within the fold. So it hurt, but it didn't hurt as much because I already had a few days to kind of accept it.
You accepted your fate at that point.
So then I ended up staying a few months, trained over there, came back, and then the rest kind of happened naturally. Where I came back, I didn't play football for a year though. I kind of gave up after that. But there was offers from those clubs that I was training with up until the summer. But the money that they was offering wasn't kind of worth it, because I ended up getting a job here in London for that year,
making more money.
Estate agency, and selling houses. Didn't realize I was good at that. Ended up selling like.
That's what I do. I sell property.
Yeah, where, around here or generally? Okay, that's good. So my area was just South London. So I was roughly doing like between 13 and 15 houses a month, or properties, not necessarily houses, flats or houses. And I was like, wow, this commission is nice. I don't think I want to go back. But then very quickly I realized my legs can still kick.
Yeah,
like,
the passion's still there, the fire's still there.
Why am I going to sit? I don't mind, and no disrespect to anyone who can do the 9 to 5. There's nothing wrong with it. I would do it as well. Like, there's nothing, I've done it. There's nothing wrong with it. But for me, it was like, I just don't see myself.
You had a purpose, innit? You had something else that you really wanted to do, innit, bro?
Yeah, I just don't see myself sitting here and thinking about, oh, what if? So I said, you know what? Forget this. I left work and I just flew back out there, and I've been there for 3 years now, so.
No, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, mashallah.
That's relentless. Wallah, you had to be relentless.
And that, you would have never been able to do that in this country.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Because it's so, and especially being Moroccan. Because I have a thing, and I always mention it when we got football guys on and that the Premier League and the English League don't look at North African players or any other. It's always, like, as I said, black, white or mixed race players that make it. Yeah. Moroccan players never. I got a cousin that played semi-pro football, and he was good, but he never made it. You understand? They just don't. For some reason, they don't pick. If you look at the England squad, it only consists of black, white, and mixed race players. There ain't no Spanish. There's no Portuguese. There's no Moroccans. There's no. You know the amount of generations of people being here. It's only now that it's recently the people that they want to play for their own countries. Do you understand? Where before it wasn't a thing. Do you understand?
I think Hanel Aqaliya is not there. I know a lot of people that are wicked at football.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they just.
So
see if they chased it like you did.
Yeah. And there's 10 million better players than me. It's just whether can they put their mind to it.
It's mentality.
Yeah, I'm trying to say. So as much as I agree in the sense that yes, there's a lot of men that aren't willing to put the graft in and putting the work in. I also put it down to partially what you said in the sense that there's some in England specifically, the Moroccan ballers don't fit.
The criteria that they want.
Because we're not look at me, bro. I'm built like a twig.
Yeah, they want hella lift. They want 6 foot plus, innit?
6 foot tanks, beasts, and you're not gonna get that with Mgharba over here. We like to go Westway or Power League or goals or whatever and just throw.
I think now they're looking more now at the technical players like yourself. You understand? Because the game's got faster. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
You go to France. Sorry to interrupt. You go to France on the other hand. All of the ballers are from Morocco, Algeria. Yeah. All of them, because they want players who are on the quick feet.
Tiki-taki football.
Exactly, yeah.
How important and how helpful would you say your family support was at that time that you was going back and forth? Because you didn't mention, so you was travelling back and forth. How did your parents feel about this? Your friends, your circle?
Weirdly enough, by the time I made that decision, I kind of cut all of my friends off.
Okay. Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, we can get into that. I just feel like maybe my bad choice in friends, but I just feel like everyone's just watching. Everyone's here to try and not necessarily put you down. I don't think it's even done on purpose, but I feel like where they don't have goals, when you try and give them your goals, their reaction is to bring it down, and it's like,
drag you down to
do you get what I'm trying to say? So it's like, there came a point where I was like, you know what, if I want to succeed and bring my friends with me or bring my people with me, I kind of let them go, let me go, and then I'll pick you lot up later.
Inshallah,
but you see, if I go and I'm trying to bring you lot up with me, you lot are just going to weigh me down. As arrogant as that sounds, that's just kind of...
That's the reality, bro.
The reality of how I was living for a few years. My family, the hardest part for me was leaving my mum go. So up until then, me and my mum was inseparable. gonna sound like a typical Maghrebi mummy's boy, whatever. I don't mind it. Big up mums. I'm a mummy's boy, no problem. Not the mummy's boy where it's like I got a problem with the wife, so now I'm gonna start complaining to the mum.
He had to put a
No.
disclaimer out
Yeah,
there.
no.
He had to save himself.
He's been watching. He's been watching.
I'm not that mummy's
He
boy.
had to save himself.
Mardi, that's it.
Mardi,
No,
Mardi.
of course, you love your mum, you respect your mum, you guys.
Like
are
everything that I'll do is for her. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So for me, it was like letting go of that was tough because I know she's already gone through that with letting her family go to come to London. So now she's letting her son go, not knowing what's going on, and that was the part, and that was the reason why. The big reason why in that first time that I went to Spain, that was the major push. Because every day she'd message me saying, how is it? And I can't come to telling her
It's not
working
happening,
out.
yeah.
They've put me in a hostel.
I couldn't tell her that. You know, like if I was to show her a video and because my mum was like,
She'll tell you, Ajib Haddock.
you could show me a video, like, let me see, because she panics, innit? So obviously certain things that happened when we was younger, so she just thinks the worst all the time.
Yeah.
So she's like, oh no, let me see, like, are you sure? And she kind of knows when I'm lying, so like, okay, cool, video call me, let me see what you're eating then. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So then more time I would just, if I knew it started to get tough, I swear to God, I'm getting a hotel for 3 nights just to say, look at
Just
the
to
yard
show her,
and the
yeah,
grass.
just
Do
to
you get
keep
what I'm
her at
trying to
rest.
say? Do you get what I'm
Things
trying
we
to
have
say?
to do.
I swear.
MashaAllah عليك, man. Allah يخليها لك, man.
But she had your back and she supported you.
So at the beginning she was against it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but not because she didn't want me to go for
It's
it.
uncertainty.
Uncertainty, and she's like, she doesn't, obviously, like I said, we've never been apart. Even when I was younger, I wasn't allowed on sleepovers. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I swear to God.
Neither was I. I think that's a general
I
Moroccan
swear
thing.
to God, I wasn't allowed on sleepovers. People was welcome to come sleep at
Yeah,
ours.
but we couldn't go there.
I wasn't allowed to go elsewhere. And there was even a time, this is going to sound mad neaky, but whatever. We're here, innit? We're old, I can say whatever I want now. I remember my mum and dad, for the first time, they had a wedding without kids. So they've gone to the wedding, they left me at my granddad's house, big up granddad and grandma in London. My other grandparents are in France, Morocco, my granddad, Matla Rahmo. Both my grandparents in London. Bro, I was in the yard crying. Why is my mum? Bro, I'm a big man though, you know, like I got a little sister. She's
How
asked
old
me
were you?
I think
He
I
was
was
like 18, innit? 19?
No, I think I was like, my sister was born, and I'm 6 years older than her, and she was in nursery or primary school. She had homework.
So you might have been about 9.
Yes, and she had homework.
And we can accept that.
I must. No, I don't know about that.
No, we can. 9 is still young.
No. You should have been out working at that age,
I
man.
didn't. If that was my dad, when I was your age, I was doing this.
They already had 4 kids.
No, that's okay. That's okay. That's
But yeah, I
fine.
remember my sister didn't do the homework, and you know, like I'm saying to her, no, it's calm, just do it later, and she's falling asleep. So now I'm crying like. Yeah,
Too
it
much
was just
responsibility.
Yeah, it was a madness. It was a madness. And my grandparents sleep early.
That's it.
You know, like in my yard, we used to sleep at 10, 11. Do you know what I'm trying to say? My grandparents have gone to sleep. It's dark at 8 p.m.
Twiddling your thumbs, trying to figure out what to do for the next few hours.
Phones, them times there was.
No, just twiddling your thumbs. No, just twiddling your thumbs. Yeah, just twiddling your thumbs, man.
Wallah, I was
Looking
like,
at the mirror.
Yeah,
Out the
bro.
window, sorry.
best believe, Uqsim Bilal Ali, I woke up my sister. I said, you're doing your homework. You're doing your homework.
You're not going to get me in trouble.
And
Doing your
twin, so
homework.
yeah,
And
and
I
twin,
stayed
so.
awake until I heard them keys, and I was like, oh.
Oh, big up, sis.
Yeah, big her up.
Big up,
Keeping you
sis.
company.
Yeah, no, for me. So yeah, there was I don't want to like. Obviously, Moroccans and their mums has always been a thing. I don't want to say mine is more than others, but my thing was peak still. Like I said, bro, I'm with my grandma's parents and I'm crying. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I've never been separated from my mum. Every time we've gone to France, we're together. Every time we've gone to Morocco, we're together. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
There's nothing wrong with that, bro.
So
Nothing wrong with that. It's beautiful.
Mama Ghatini, that's what they call you. Like.
exactly. So after that was the difficult part, like separating from mum, and it was like I need to go and get it, and I put this pressure on myself, and it was like, yeah.
رويج اللي ما
The it worked itself out.
Yeah,
That's
رويج
the
اللي
main
ما
thing,
عرفت.
yeah.
And I mean, who else can say? Very few people can say they're living their dream, and you're living your dream. You're playing football,
Exactly.
Yeah.
which is fantastic, and I'm sure your mum's super proud.
Has mum been over there to watch the games and that, and if your family?
So when she came out last year, October, I had just moved into a new apartment.
Okay.
So I was like, right,
An
yeah.
actual apartment this time.
Now you can come.
As you've had it.
The apartment I had before was nice, but I was like, I don't want you to come to this one. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I'm going to pattern a new one soon. So I got a nice little apartment in Gibraltar with spa and everything. So I patterned it, told her to come, got injured.
Oh no.
I was done for 2 weeks and she was there for 2 weeks, so she couldn't come to any of the games. But it's calm though.
Well, at least you had
But you
quality
got,
time
yeah,
together.
you spent that 2 weeks with her. At least you weren't going to training and leaving her in the house on her own and that.
So I got to show her around, and yeah, she loved it. She wants to go back soon.
But did you go and watch a game with her? Did you take her to watch the match, like to watch the they play?
Yeah. So we went to
Just
go
to
watch
kind of
one
give
of
her
the
the
games
atmosphere,
at the
yeah.
time. Yeah. and she enjoyed it. Obviously, she doesn't know much about.
Yeah, but I mean, soon as she sees the crowd and all that, she's thinking that that's it.
enjoying
She
it,
sees what she sees on the TV.
To be
She's
fair,
gonna put two and two
Yeah,
together.
that's nice.
With the new stadium because obviously they're building a new stadium now. The main one, they actually demolished it so that they can build. They're reconstructing that one. The other stadium capacity is a bit smaller, so the atmosphere isn't the greatest at the moment. But now they are building a new one, so hopefully we're still there.
What division are they in? What division are you lot playing in?
So they've got their own. So Gibraltar's got its own. League.
Yeah.
It's got their own league.
It's not. It's nothing to do with the Spanish league or
nothing
anything
to do
like
with
that.
the Spanish league.
Or the
at all.
British would be the British, and it wouldn't be even Spanish. It'd be,
So they don't have like. It's funny, like that country's weird, bro. Like you can cross the border on. It's like Sweden, France. It's like Subtel Melilla, like in Morocco. You can cross the border. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And it's like this side is Spain, and then from here to the end is Gibraltar,
which is like England.
which is England. But everyone speaks
Spanish.
Spanish and English.
Policemen wearing police outfits, but speak
Speak both
Spanish.
English and
Yes,
Spanish.
yeah,
They
yeah.
drive on the other side of the road, not like in England.
Yeah.
But so yeah, because it's small, there's a population of like 36,000. They've got a population of 36,000, and at the time, up until last year, they only had 11 clubs. So they have their own league, and then the top three.
That's a lot of clubs for such a small population.
Yeah,
exactly,
100, man.
They used to have more before. They used
Yeah.
to have, I think, like two. They even used to have two divisions. But then when UEFA came in and Gibraltar became a UEFA country, it became a UEFA nation.
System, yeah.
They ended up. A lot of the clubs had to follow certain rules and guidelines. And is your company registered? Can we see the accounts and this, that? A lot of clubs ended up folding, so they ended up having to just go with Division one division, and then the top team qualifies for the Champions League qualifiers. Second team qualifies for the Conference League qualifiers, and then the winner of the Rock Cup, which is like the FA Cup in England, they also get a place in the Conference League.
Nice.
So, how long's the season for?
So it depends. If you finish in the top 6, you go until May.
Oh, because you got like, is it like playoffs?
Kind of like, it's very similar to, I think, how MLS do it, how the American League does it. So you've got the top, so before, they used to have the league splits into two, top 6 and top 5. The bottom 5 will compete for their league at the bottom, and then the top 6 will compete for the league and the European spots. What ended up happening was you're kind of like congratulating the teams that finished at the bottom. So they ended up scrapping this league completely. So by March, your season's done, and then these lot will continue to play off, like you said, kind of like but it's not a playoffs. They just
Just continue continue the league until
the league between them until they continue to the end of the season.
until the winner of that 6
What
clubs.
does your day look like? I always like to ask the athletes that come on the show, what's a day in life?
In Gibraltar,
In terms of food, in terms of training, like from morning till night, what does a day in
It must
life
be
look
wicked
like?
out there. I don't know.
Gibraltar's lovely.
Yeah,
Gibraltar's
man.
nice.
They ain't seen the post that you put out.
Yeah,
No, I've
Gibraltar's
seen.
That's the day post.
Yeah, no, I've seen. I've been watching him since Ramadan, man.
Yeah,
so
but even that one day,
he was
you can
getting
only keep
training
it
and
for
that.
a minute, so you're missing out on a lot of things. That's a good question. So you wake up kind of anytime you want because we train in the evenings.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of clubs, the reason why they train in the evenings is because as good as the pay is for certain clubs, if you can have a day job at the same time,
It's better for them.
it's better for the
There's
players.
less wages.
And one, less wages, but either way, the teams that are doing well, they're gonna pay good wages anyway.
Okay.
But for them, it's like it just helps them if everyone trains in the evening because maybe the staff members who aren't on a lot of money, like the kit man and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like that,
yeah,
whatever. Do you get what I'm
And I
trying to say?
suppose a lot of them clubs will like. Sorry, my mic's gonna get. Yeah, a lot of them clubs are volunteers. Like a lot of the older clubs had volunteers in it, so
Yeah.
they would have had to have daytime jobs in order to kind of sustain
Absolutely,
themselves,
yeah.
and then coming in the evening because it's their local team.
Exactly
From Sydney
that,
Kivers, they're
exactly
gonna put the work in. One's working behind the counter, the other one's behind the bar. I mean, they're working for free, but so yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
It
exactly
makes
that.
sense.
So, kind of like the culture is over there. I think apart from like 2 teams train in the daytime, Lincoln obviously being the best team, and they obviously compete in Conference League. Like they was in the Conference League this year, so they kind of do it properly in the sense that midday they've got a gym routine within the club, etc., etc., etc. And the reason why they train midday on purpose is because of the heat is at the highest at that moment, so it gets them fit for the season
getting
and
them
for the
prepared.
Conference League specifically because they kind of win the league every year.
Okay.
So the league for them is kind of like it's whatever, they're gonna win it again or they're gonna
Practice.
get close to it. Yeah, but where they want to compete, which is the Conference League, which is against clubs like Crystal Palace and all these other clubs in
the
Europe.
smaller clubs, yeah.
The clubs in Europe, they need to be on their same level of fitness. So For me, it's wake up anytime. I try to wake up at like 10. Any earlier than that, I'll be just in the mood. So 10, get some breakfast, try and get some work done. Obviously, I work from home in the sense that with all the stuff that I do here, we'll probably get into later. And then maybe go to the spa, not necessarily to do anything, because obviously if you go to the sauna before training, you're probably going to be a bit tired or whatever. So I'll just go there, just relax, go on my phone, do some more work there. That's just my average day. And then after training maybe from 7 till 9, and then come home. And then tomorrow, if the training session wasn't great yesterday, I might do a gym session as well. And it just all varies on a lot on the training sessions themselves.
Super impressive story on the football. I think I've got another question I wanted to ask you, just on the mummy's boy. I want to stick on that. But
do you know what I was curious, what position you play in when you're midfield or striker?
I'm naturally a winger, left wing.
Okay.
But last year they played me up front.
Okay.
So last season I was playing the whole season up front, and they said mainly because of my height I can hold up the ball and etc. But that's not what I want to do.
How many goals you scored?
I didn't score many. I only scored like 3.
Okay.
I didn't score many.
He's being modest. That was 3 in just one game.
Was it? Isn't that called a hat trick?
It is, Loves. Well done, Loves. Easy. I thought she was going to slap me then. Easy, Loves. Easy.
Well done.
So, enough of the football now.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we've got some juicy bits that I want to get into.
Go
'Cause honestly, I've known the story from the very beginning, because obviously the way down.
Yeah.
But to actually meet you now, what you guys have done are really, really impressive. So let me just get into it. Founder of Les Frontières.
Wicked.
Explain to the people that haven't heard of Les Frontières.
What is it you guys do? How did it start?